I just got through watching a video on Facebook of a man named Anthony. I didn't watch all of it because I know what it's like to give up everything to take care of someone with this disease, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. I couldn't watch it all because it brought back so many memories of taking care of my grandmother when I was just a little girl. I can remember when I was maybe 4 or 5, and she was standing in front of the kitchen sink washing dishes after she just got through making me a pimento and cheese sandwich and cutting it into little triangles like I like. And I can remember seeing her regress from that. Seeing her regress from being able to walk to walking with a cane. Then from walking with a cane to walking with a walker and wearing orthopedic shoes with braces. Growing up, watching her not being able to walk at all and needing assistance to go from one room to the next. And I'm sorry, it's just a very emotional thing because I gave up a lot of things in my childhood to help my mother take care of my grandmother. This disease is horrible. It's the most horrible disease you could ever have. Your body is just limp. Your feet start to curl, and your arms you're just like, it's just nothing there. It's like you're barely there. But my grandmother, she always had a smile on her face, and even though her speech was starting to go, we still understood her. And this is her. This is my grandmother, Dorothy Faye Flowers, born June 27th, 1921, and died February 5th, 2004. And this is my grandmother. These are her ashes. Because we're still not ready to bury her. We miss her so much. I went to every appointment she ever had. From seeing her fail her swallow study to where she couldn't eat food anymore, and having the feeding tube put in, and having to change out bags and dye the food so we could tell that she was not aspirating on the liquid that was being fed to her. From giving breathing treatments and having to change her and having to carry her from one room to the next to have a bath, and then back from the bathroom to her bedroom, and then back from her bedroom to the living room to sit down with everyone so she wouldn't be in her room all the time. And then one day, she got really sick, and my mom was out of town, and I was in her care. I stayed with her in the hospital, and I got woke up at maybe 5:36 in the morning, and they were bringing a crash cart in because she had coded. And I had to call my mom on her vacation to tell her what happened. And she told me, no matter what, if they can get her back, to have her put on a vent, because we were not ready to let her go yet. We loved her so much, and she still had so much life. She was always so happy, and her one dying wish was to die at home, not in a hospital. We never wanted to put her in a nursing home because it wouldn't be right. And we were able to take care of her, and that's what we had to do. When they got her back and they put her on the vent, she wasn't responding. And this nurse wanted to tell me that we needed to start thinking about having her taken off the vent And I told that woman I was so angry. I said, if you touch that vent, any shape, form, or fashion, I'll break your fucking fingers. I was that angry. And she never spoke to me again. I said, you mark my words. When my mother returns, she will respond. And sure enough, when my mom got back, and she came to visit my grandmother, she finally responded, and she woke up, and she was smiling and laughing like nothing had ever happened. But then my mom, when we left, she wouldn't respond to any of the nurses or the doctors. She had swelling on the back of her neck, and she just looked so horrible, and we wanted to get her out of there as soon as possible. But the doctor said that since she was not responding, and she's sitting there in front of us, smiling and responding, and he's sitting there telling us that we needed to give her morphine and wean her off the vent, which meant slowly killing her. We couldn't stand for it. So we had her moved to much to our disagreement. We had her put in a nursing home in Maples so that we could do 24-hour training to learn how to work the vent so that we could get her home. When we got through with the training and everything that we needed and got her home, we had 6 more wonderful months. They were hard because we had a whole lot more to do than we had before because she was on the vent. But they were wonderful, 6 wonderful months that we had with her. And then I found her for the second and final time. It was 8 o'clock on February 5th, 2004. I was supposed to give her a prison treatment, and I walked in there and I was smiling and said, Grandma, it's time to wake up. Of course, I couldn't tell that she was not alive anymore because the vent was breathing for her. And I miss her so much. But I'm tired of seeing these posts about that you would rather pour a cold ice bucket over your head than to donate to the cause. Well, it's like this. When you do that, when you pour in a cold bucket of water over your head, you're basically getting the awareness out there that this disease needs to be helped. That it deserves to be had research done so that there can be found a cure. Because it's horrible when you watch your loved one regress from being able to walk to not being able to do anything on their own. After she died, I could still hear the beeps and the noises from the machines. I still hear them every once in a while, but not as much as I used to. I regret none of it. Yes, I gave up a lot in my childhood. Things that a normal child got to do, I didn't do because I made the choice. I made the choice to help my mom take care of my grandmother. And I'm so sick and tired of people bitching and moaning about people posting these videos of these ice bucket challenges. I mean, just because you want your fucking normal news feedback? Bitch, please. This is more important than some stupid-ass fucking moronic bullshit on Facebook. And just after seeing that video that I had just shared not even 10 minutes ago, it sparked something in me. It pissed me off. Because this is very important. I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through. So, next time you want to bitch about someone doing an ice bucket challenge and posting it on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else, Why don't you think about what I just told you, about what I had to do growing up with my grandmother, taking care of her? Why don't you think about that? What would you sacrifice your childhood? Would you sacrifice something for your family members to help them out when they're in a time of need, when they need you, when they're not able to do anything for themselves? Or would you throw them in a nursing home like other people would do? And I've seen it done. People just say, fuck it. I don't have time for it. I don't have time to take care of my family, so I'll put them in a fucking nursing home where, oh look, it's out of the way. It's not in my face anymore, so I don't have to fucking worry about it. So you know what? Why don't you people who want to bitch about these people posting these videos about the ice bucket challenge, why don't you people go fuck yourselves?